Does your shark do this when it gets warm, or do it all the time on the carpet? Hello happy people. Today I'm showing you how to stop two things that are going on with a shark. And this is the model RV 85 2WV QRG. Basically an RV 85 shark robotic vacuum cleaner. And the issue that I'm having with this is the belt is slipping. If you hear a clicking as it goes across the if it's going across the carpet clicking, it is the belt slipping in here. If it's squealing, if it's like a high-pitched wheel squealing, it is on this side. I thought maybe it was this wheel that was squealing, and it wasn't. And I oiled it, didn't make any difference. I thought it was these, but they're geared, they don't squeal, and I found out it was right here. And I'll show you how to clean that off as well. So let's get to disassembling this item. Go ahead and take your holder out. Take these two off. You just give them a little tug and they will come straight up. You have to take these screws off right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those are a number 9. You'll need a number 9 and a number 15 torque head. And the other items you'll need is a regular Phillips and a small Phillips. And that's the only tools you'll need to disassemble this. Anybody can do this, it's very simple. Alright. So we'll use the 9 and we'll disassemble these screws. Oh yeah, make sure it's turned off before you start this. Now that those screws are out, you'll take and work this back and forth. It will pop up. Just work it slowly and back and forth. Give it a wiggle. Give it a wiggle. And the little tabs will let loose. I'll leave that to the side. And you can pick up and remove this portion of it right here. Next, take out these two screws here on the battery cover. Those screws will stay in the cover, so no need in trying to pull those out. Next, you want to remove your battery. This one's disconnected, but you just push this little tab right here and remove the battery. Get it out of the way. You can remove your cover off the roller, and this is a maintenance item here that gets hair wrapped around it. A lot of times if you got a lot of animals and stuff, that gets wrapped around. You want to make sure you get that out. But this is where the squealing was happening on my unit. It's got a little rubber cap on it. If you take and pry that little rubber cap off like that, it's got a little metal ball inside. That little metal ball had hair all over it, hair all over the shaft, and that was not lubricated, and it was squealing on that shaft, that little metal ball. So you want to take that out, clean that, and put a drop of oil on there and put that back together, and that will stop the squealing, the wheel squeal that you get out of these. And make sure you get all the hair stuck in the cracks and crevices out. Alright, that's good enough for right now. Let's continue to tear apart. The next thing we have to take apart are these wheel assemblies. Those have got to come out, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws holding those in, and I think those are the T15 screws. This one really isn't long enough, so I've got this one that's really long and straight so I can get down in those hard to reach ones. Let's take these apart. Once you have those out, you can wiggle this back and forth and it will lift up. Don't lift too hard. You have a wire connected right here. Just squeeze the little release on the back of it and pull the wire free from your motor. Set that aside. Do the same thing on the other side. Have all the screws out, gently lift it up, disconnect your wire right there, squeeze the little holder, and it'll slide right out. Once you get it to this point, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to take out. So yeah, underneath the battery there's a screw there. That's why you had to take the battery out. And behind the roller here there was one, so don't forget those. Just take these out. It helps to have the end of your tool magnetized to pull these screws out. And then the last one right here in the battery box. And once you have that, all these screws removed, these two, these two, these two, then you can separate the bottom from the top. You just take your thumbs like this, pop it up. That door can come out right there. The other one will stay in because it has the switch in it. You work that up and take the tabs off the front. Alright, and you will remove that out of the way. And now that you have this, I'm going to turn it over. The next thing we have to remove is this cover right here. And to get it off, you've got to loosen 2 screws up. You have to loosen this one and this one right here. You want to be able to just move that a little bit so this will come out from underneath. You'll see what I mean here. So just loosen that thing back 4 or 5 turns where you can get some movement on the board. Get that one pulled back. And then take this screw out and the one down in here. And this one also has to come out. Pay close attention to the orientation of your wires in the wire holders. These black and white wires go to the motor. They're underneath this. That's why you have to take this off and the motor assembly at the same time. So let's go ahead and take these 2 screws out right here as well. All right, now we can take this cover off, and what you need to do is just pull up on your board a little bit and work that out. See, these wires are up underneath there. All right, to get the motor assembly out. Took me a minute to figure that out. Let me show you on the back side here. Okay, this is where it's got to come out, right through this opening. I don't know how well you can see that with the light, but that has to be turned so the square sides are straight with the hole. So when that goes down, it'll slide right out. Turn it back over. And then you can just lift the motor out. Oh, I forgot to take the wires off of it. Take the wires out of the little clip. Just put them to the side. And now you've got the whole motor assembly out. And this is where the belt is that is making the slipping sound. You're going to need a small screwdriver for this. Let's open this up. Take these 3. And you will see what the problem is. The reason why your unit is making the clicking noise. You just lift this cover straight up. The belt will be on both of those pulleys there, and set this down. This pulley will come out, and this has a lot of hair behind it. Set this motor down in here. Try to make it stand up. There we go. So you can see that shaft is full of hair. Make sure you clean that off. Looks like it has an O-ring on there. Make sure that stays on. Alright, and let me show you the problem here. What's making your belt noise. This belt has stretched. You can put that in there like that. Put the belt around that, the motor pulley, and then around this pulley, and you can see that there's a lot of slack in this belt. And if you hold this motor still, That's the noise that you hear. And slipping on those gears. And I'll show you the belt that I found to go on this. That's the factory belt. This is the replacement belt that I found for it. And if you look, it is a lot thicker, a lot more surface area of belt on those gears. Same number of splines. It's shorter, but a lot meatier. It's going to provide a lot less stretch. So let's put it on and see if it slips. You noticeably tell that there's no slack in that belt, and you can't make it turn. Something else on putting this back together is make sure the 2 screws that you loosened on the motherboard in there that you screw back down. Otherwise this top will not fit back on. And I'll show you some key points to line up when putting this top back on. This will slide in right here. There's a little catch on the end of this right here that you will push back, and it will hook behind that. And then you have this one, this little hook that grabs. And then on this side you have this one that grabs. Mine's not grabbing real well on there. Alright, we've got her all put back together. Let's see if we have the problem of the belt slipping fixed. That sounds like we got it fixed. No more slipping of the belt on the rug.